Okay, so WrestleMania 40 is in the books, and it is being touted as the greatest WrestleMania of all time. And Triple H quotes a lot of metrics that would lead you to believe that way. And I thought it was an excellent WrestleMania. I did quite enjoy it. Is it my favorite of all time? No, that's just a personal opinion. But let's go ahead and go through the matches and let us see how it went. Starting with Saturday night, we started off with Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. And this match was very physical, very good, as you would expect from two competitors of this caliber. I predicted that Rhea Ripley was going to win, but I wanted Becky Lynch to win, and my prediction did come true. Rhea Ripley did end up winning this match, and that was very well done. I mean, it was a great victory. Rhea Ripley is proving to be a dominant champion. They do like to seem to be giving these women's champion these longer reigns. The last several years, multiple women have had long reigns, year-long title reigns. It just seems to be something that they're trying to do to strengthen the division. I don't think title reigns always need to be this long, but it seems to be working, having an effect. I'm all for Rhea Ripley continuing to be champion as long as they want to keep her champion, as long as she defends the title more. Like I said, at the start of this title reign, she didn't really defend the title as much as she should have, and I hope that they do a little bit better going into this next year. I hope that, though, that we do see a new champion sometime in the near future. So then we get into the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship six-pack ladder match. This was a good match. It wasn't the best WrestleMania ladder match I've ever seen by far. There wasn't as much physicality, much as many extreme moments, although there were a few. And in front of a Philly crowd, you want to see a little bit more than that, but again, they want to take the health and safety of all the wrestlers into concern, and I completely understand that. Just for those reasons, it wasn't the most impressive ladder match we've ever seen. I was a little worried when the SmackDown Tag Team titles were won so early in the match. I thought it was going to be a little too quick, but they came back and they had a lot of good moments in the second part of it when the Raw Tag Team Championships were won. So the SmackDown Tag Team Championships were won by A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller. And then the Raw Tag Team Championships were won by the Awesome Truth, R-Truth, and The Miz. I thought this was a great thing to do. The most important thing that they did in this match is that they split the tag team titles back up. The Raw Tag Team titles are back on Raw. The SmackDown Tag Team titles are back on SmackDown. We need a set of tag team championships on each show. We have a lot of tag teams. The tag team division is very rich right now in WWE, so it's good to have those titles available on multiple shows. It presents so many more opportunities for storylines in the tag team division. I think that was absolutely the way to go. So all in all, that was good. The next match on the night was Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio and Andrade picked up the win with some assistance from some Philadelphia Eagles football players. And, I mean, that was an interesting thing. Fun for the town, fun for them to see, to get behind it. And, I mean, I never thought Dominic was going to get a victory here at WrestleMania against his father. So this was the way I thought it was going to go. Next matchup on the card was Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, brother versus brother. Again, this is the third time at WrestleMania they've done brother versus brother. And again, I just don't feel like it ever fully lives up to the hype. The crowd didn't seem to be that interested in this match through parts of it. They got into it here and there. The physicality, I don't think, was there as much as you want it to be. I like this interview from way back when where Triple H talked about fighting Shawn Michaels was fun for him because he says they were best friends and they felt more comfortable being extremely physical with each other. With Jey and Jimmy, I felt like they were, like, at times, taking it easy on each other. I just didn't think that physical level was there. Not to mention, and they do this in all their matches, whether they're a tag team, whether they're against each other, whatever, they throw super kicks like they're throwing punches. It's a little too much. They've devalued that move to an extreme point. At one point, they're trading super kicks like they're trading punches. That was Shawn Michaels' finishing move, a move he used to finish matches for years and eliminate opponents like crazy, and now they've turned it into the equivalent of a punch. I mean, I'm not a fan of that. So this match wasn't my favorite. I don't think, again, it lives up to the hype. I did predict it right, and Jey Uso managed to pick up the victory, and I think that was the right way to go. I don't know what's going to go with Jimmy and Jey. I hope they do come back together as a tag team again in the future, but Jey on a solo run is doing well right now. With the future of the bloodline in question, we don't know what the future holds for Jimmy, but again, I hope to see them come together, but I don't want to see Jey's solo run get halted right now. Next up on the card was the 6-woman tag team match, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control. It was an excellent, very physical match, as I think you would expect. You have some excellent competitors here, very talented women that were competing in this match, and they showed it. They showed it all. They both had some spectacular entrances, and this was Jade Cargill's, again, first big showing in WWE, getting a match on the WrestleMania card, and I think she got to show off pretty well. And, she was the one who managed to pick up the pinning Dakota Kai for the victory. All in all, I would say it was a solid match. Intercontinental Championship match was next, Sami Zayn versus Gunther. And we did get a new Intercontinental Champion. We got Sami Zayn, which I did not predict in Order 1. I wanted Gunther to retain. He was on a tear. His Intercontinental Championship reign has been spectacular. The best really of all time. With a 666-day title reign, though, it came to an end. I didn't think this was going to happen because they really hadn't built this up, so I didn't think this was the time. I thought Gunther would dominate Sami Zayn, and then at some point they would come back and have Sami get another shot in the future and then get the win. But how they did it, they made Sami seem like the ultimate underdog. Gunther dominated him physically throughout most of the match, and then he came in at the end with a flurry of offense, including a brainbuster with the announce team put over big time, and then he hit the haluva kick for the win, and we have a new Intercontinental Champion. I hope we see Gunther coming back for that title, though, in the near future. Then the final match, the main event of night 1, was The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to determine the stipulation for the night 2 of WrestleMania main event. This match was good, very physical. The Rock looked great, even though he hadn't had a match in 12 years. They got very physical, fighting outside of the ring. This match was essentially fought under bloodline rules because The Rock did threaten the referee that he would fire him if he, for example, counted them out. So this match, the referee had his hands tied, and it was basically fought under bloodline rules. It came to an end when The Rock got the pin over Cody Rhodes. So Night 2's main event would be competed under bloodline rules. But it was a great main event. It was a long match, very good. I enjoyed this match quite a bit. Let's jump ahead to WrestleMania Sunday. And we start off WrestleMania Sunday with the World Heavyweight Championship match. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins, as you would anticipate from the match night before, not even 24 hours, he was still suffering physically from that match. So Drew McIntyre hit him with a Claymore right off the top, and Drew McIntyre got most of the offense in this match and pretty much dominated and got a clean victory, pinning Seth Rollins 1-2-3. Then he got a little foolish. He had invited CM Punk to be a special guest commentator in this match, and so he went over to try to brag to him, holding the title in his face. Punk sat there for a little bit and then snapped and hit Drew McIntyre, knocking him on the table, then attacked him on the ground in front of the table. And then what do we get is Damian Priest coming in to cash in his Money in the Bank contract. He hits Drew McIntyre with the briefcase, throws him in the ring, hits his finisher, and we have another new World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest. I thought this was going to happen when the Judgment Day lost both sets of tag titles. I thought he was going to end up cashing in on Seth, but this ended up working very well also, and it really furthers the growing rivalry between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk that's going to explode when CM Punk is fully medically cleared to compete again. And I hope it's a long rivalry with multiple big matches at multiple pay-per-view, or PLE as we call them now, events. We'll see how that goes going forward. Next match on Sunday night was the 6-man tag team Philadelphia Street Fight between Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, facing the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. And of course they had Scarlett walking down to the ring and the manager of AOP, Paul Ellering. So this match, if it got physical, it had some other special factors. They had a special guest commentator, Snoop Dogg, and they had special guest referee Bubba Ray Dudley, which is over big with the Philly crowd. All in all, decent match. I don't know if this match, I mean, I think this was honestly put on the card as a little bit of a filler, just to extend the card. I don't know if this match needed to be on WrestleMania, but it was a decent match, well fought, and Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits did pull out the victory. And next up on the card was LA Knight versus AJ Styles. They've had this growing rivalry for a while, over the last several months. And good match, solid match. LA Knight's first WrestleMania match. AJ Styles has had several at this point. And, Very physical match. They did well. Enjoyed it quite well. LA Knight does pick up the win, which I had predicted, which I think was the way to go. I mean, there was really no bad way to go here. Either one wins. These are both very great competitors, so I think I want to see in the title picture going sometime soon. And then we have the United States Championship match. It was a triple threat between Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens. This match, it was good. I mean, like I said, I've said about Logan Paul, he has been very good since coming to WWE. He's a very strong competitor. Right off the bat, he knows what he's doing. He competes very well, and he competes very realistically. He's not a celebrity who comes in and you're wondering what they're doing here, why they're doing this. It makes sense. He able to do what he's doing. And you have Randy Orton, who's one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time, and Kevin Owens, who is quite the brawler and on his way to becoming one of the greatest of all time as well. This was a match that couldn't be bad, and it was great. Physicality was awesome. The match went great. The only thing I thought was dumb is they had another YouTuber hiding inside of a Prime bottle outside the ring. They did this in a previous match with Logan Paul. Why do the same joke again? It was a different YouTuber inside, but I mean, just a repeat joke. But Logan Paul, in the end, did manage to pull out the victory and retain his United States Championship, which I did not suspect at all. I thought this was going to be the time to take that title off of him and put it back on a full-time competitor, but Logan Paul's reign will continue past WrestleMania. Next up, we had the WWE Women's Championship match, Bayley and Io Sky. And this match is very personal to Bayley. She was forced out of her own group Damage Control, so she chose, after winning the Royal Rumble, to go after Io Sky, and Bayley did manage to defeat Io Sky and come out with the victory. These two worked well together. The match was really good, including when Bayley went for a finisher. Io Sky flipped out of it, but Bayley's offense was too good here, and Bayley did come away with the win, and we have a new Women's WWE Champion, which I think was a good way to go. Bayley hasn't been champion for a while, and it was time for her to be back on top. And finally, the final match for Sunday night was the big main event, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes under Bloodline rules. Now, no matter what else, other matches on this card were good. Other matches on this card were great. Some were not fantastic from my perspective, but this was a fantastic main event. Just to start it off, they went a long time before we got into any of the interruptions that were to come. They had a very physical, very hard-fought battle just between Cody and Roman before anybody else got involved. This was going good. It was a great match, and if they had gone all the way and just had a clean fight, but that's not what happened. The reason Cody lost the night before was to put all the odds up against him in this match. So as he starts to gain the advantage towards the end of the match, first we get Jimmy Uso, who comes in to interrupt and hits Cody with a super kick, but then Jey Uso comes in and makes the save. They fight up the ramp, and Jey spears Jimmy off of the WrestleMania stage and through a table off the side. Quite a way to take him out. So, again, now the match continues between Cody and Roman, and we get our next interrupter, which is, of course, Solo Sikoa. He first hits Cody with a Samoan spike. Cody kicks out. He then helps Roman by hitting him with a Samoan spike at the same time as Roman's hitting a spear. Again, this time, Cody kicks out. Okay, they're going to continue this 2-on-1 assault, but then what do we get? We have a run-in. I didn't see this one coming. We have John Cena come in to interrupt the match. This was quite a surprise for me, anyway. I didn't see John Cena interrupting here, so John Cena comes in, takes out Solo, hits Roman with the AA, and then goes out and takes Solo out on the outside. And then we get The Rock making his way down to the ring to confront John Cena. They have a standoff in the ring, and The Rock hits Cena with a rock bottom, knocking him out of the way. After Cena takes out Solo, The Rock's music hits and he comes out and he meets Cena in the ring. They have a face-off, and then The Rock hits Cena with a rock bottom, taking him out. And then we get the Shield's music playing, and we know that Seth Rollins is making his way down to the ring in his Shield gear. As soon as he makes it to the ring, though, Roman hits him with a Superman punch, knocking him out of the way. And The Rock is standing there. He's going to take out Cody. And then we get the gong, and we get another surprise, and that's The Undertaker appearing in the WrestleMania ring. He chokeslams The Rock, knocking him out of the way, and this finally leaves Cody in the ring with Roman, as well as Seth Rollins in the ring, and Seth Rollins acting symbolically and literally as a shield. Roman chooses to go after Seth, hitting him with a chair. This gives Cody the opportunity to get offense in on Roman, and then hit him with 3 crossroads in a row, and finally finish the story and pin Roman Reigns to become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion. I did notice that except for Cody on Monday Night Raw the next night, he calls it the WWE Universal Undisputed Champion. Everybody else was starting to call it. Byron Saxton during the press conference, Triple H the next night, Samantha Irving on announcing. They were just calling it the Undisputed WWE Championship, which is I hope they stick with. I hope they drop the Universal and just start calling this the title that it is, and that's the WWE Championship yet again. The main event was excellent. It was a long-term story built over a long course of time. A lot of emotion put into the match. Cody celebrated in the ring with multiple other superstars coming out to congratulate him, lifting him up on their shoulders. You haven't seen an emotional title victory like this in quite a long time. He had his mother celebrating with him in the ring, his wife, Brandi Rhodes, celebrating with him in the ring. He had Triple H come out. He had a whole litany of people. I mean, you had Randy Orton in the ring, CM Punk, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, all there to help him celebrate as Roman slowly makes his way up the ramp to leave after having lost his title after a amazing title reign of 1,316 days. He even had Bruce Pritchard come down to the ring. Essentially everybody important to Cody there came out to the ring. He is being heralded in as the new champion and done great well, and this was continued on Monday Night Raw the next night. It's going to continue. His story's not over, of course. This story is over. The story of Cody finally winning the WWE Championship, but that's just the start of a new story. All in all, I think WrestleMania 40, both Saturday night and Sunday night, were an excellent show. I loved it. Again, it's not my favorite WrestleMania from top to bottom, but that main event is probably going to be a hard one to beat for future years coming up. All I can say is that this was a great WrestleMania. I'm very hopeful and have great hope for what WWE has coming forward in the next year, and can't wait to see where these storylines continue to go and develop. Let me know your thoughts on WrestleMania 40 in the comment section below. If you agree or disagree with my review of this event, please just let me know your general thoughts on the event. If you liked WrestleMania, if you didn't, which matches you did, which matches you didn't, and keep an eye out for my next video coming up soon.